I'm delighted to say that I am joined by Sapphire. How are you doing?
I'm really good, thank you. I'm noticing my dogs are now taking liberties because we've started talking. It's typical.
What
How
dog
are you doing? Yeah, I know. I'm going to grab one so you can see them. Hold on. Let's grab
see?
the most annoying. Here we go. We'll take a little Magnolia. This is Magnolia. Hey.
She's so
Gee, look at her. She's so small. She's the annoying one, so I'll keep her for a minute, won't I? How are you doing?
I'm doing good, thank you. I'm doing good. I'm excited to be talking to you today because I've been listening to your music a lot. I was so glad that you reached out to me like a few weeks ago now and that we get to have this chat. So yeah, I'm very excited.
I know, it's been long coming, isn't it? Long time coming.
Yeah. So I thought if we just kind of like take me back to the beginning of it, tell me about what was it like growing up for you? What was your childhood like?
We were really, really poor and grew up on a council estate. I was born in East London and we lived in a squat for the first 3 years of my life. Both my parents are musicians, and my mum was like an underground like rave DJ, like MC and DJ. So that's it was quite an eclectic upbringing, I'm not gonna lie. But like there was always music, do you know what I mean? I think it was like kind of just gonna happen anyway. And I wanted to be a dancer, but my mum was always like, you're gonna be a singer, and I was like, no, I won't, you know. No, like fuck you, I'm never gonna do what you tell. But here we are today and I am. So that's funny. But yeah, it was a tough upbringing. Like we were poor, you know, we didn't have any money, and like we lived on a council estate. It was rough. My mum and my dad were both alcoholics, so it was tough. It was a tough upbringing, but you know, like everything contributes to who you are and where you are. So, and I'm happy with where I am and who I am. So you can't complain in a way. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, it was interesting. It was a colourful upbringing, lots of stuff going on. And I feel like I was very wise beyond my years because of it. Do you know what I mean? I knew a lot. I knew too much. Too much.
Do you ever, like, is there a moment you can look back to and think that that because of that, that's where I am today? Like this thing.
Yeah, big
point for me.
Big time. Yeah. There was a moment when I was living in, well, there's a few moments. Like the first moment that I decided to put myself into care and stay there, I was 11. So that was a big decision for an 11-year-old to make. I understand that now. And because of that, I ended up at another foster placement that I wasn't happy at, where the bloke that was like essentially my foster dad was a bit touchy-feely. And so when I was offered the opportunity to go into boarding school, because I was quite a naughty kid, because obviously I was come from a very troubled upbringing. So because I was quite naughty, they were like, look, we've got this sort of like behavioural boarding school. And I was like, well, rather than Mr. Touchy-feely, I'll go to this boarding school. Do you know what I mean? And if I hadn't gone there, I wouldn't have met my friend Vanessa, who was a dancer, and she wanted to go to the Brit school. So she applied to get into the Brit school. And I was like, I would apply to go to the Brit school, you know, like I didn't even really know what it was. And then I got in. I was told I wouldn't get in. My head teacher was like, you need to be realistic. And I was like, have you ever heard me sing, the cocky, you know, 16-year-old? Have you ever heard me sing, like, you know? And he's like, well, no, I haven't. And I'm like, well, all right then. So that's that. So I applied and I got in and I was dead chuffed. I think that was like one of the biggest moments in my life where I was like, this is what I want to do, you know? So that was like, I can see those few moments being really important in like me ending up where I've ended up today. Also just ending up with the kind of people around me that I ended up with, because like I wouldn't have met the friends that I'd met, and they turned everything around and showed me like what it's like to have nice people around who you can trust. And I'd not experienced that before. So like I met my best friend Stacey, who I'm still best friends with now, at a rock bar in East Croydon. Do you know what I mean? And also because of that, that's how I was introduced to metal music. I'd done a production at Brit School and then was like, yeah, let's go out to East Croydon for a party, the shithole that it is. And it was brilliant. And I came across this rock bar, and that's how I fell in love with alternative music. So it's all really linked in. Do you know what I mean? It's so weird, but it's so linked in. Like, yeah, it's cool.
So you started to kind of develop more the style that we see now?
I mean, no, I was playing really sad, depressing piano music. So I was teaching myself piano at the Brit School, and just a bit before that, and oh man, the depression. And I carried on making depressing piano music for a good, maybe 10 years. So that's what I was doing then. I was in a little band called Porcelain Doll when I was like 17, when I moved to Brighton afterwards, and it was like slightly rock. It was more like Evanescence. Because I was mad in love with Evanescence and Lacuna Coil. It was so lame. But we did well. So that was like my first try at that. And then I went back to the sad, depressing piano music for years. And then there was a moment where I just didn't even make music anymore. Like I did like a collaborative EP with some like alternative guys from the sort of like post-rocky kind of metal scene. And we released that, and then that was it. That's all I did. And then it was only because of the lockdown that I was like, you know, actually I'm going to give myself a chance to do something else now. And then that's how that happened. That's how Sapphire happened. You're being very nice. She's being really nice, isn't she? Look at her.
She's well very relaxed there.
I know. So yeah, that was it really. Yeah.
And I did want to say as well, I do love your style. Like looking at you on Instagram and stuff, I love that you got like the latex going on, the red hair. It's all very put together. It's very stylish.
It's completely put together is the other thing. Like it's just, before a shoot, I'll be like, what the fuck am I gonna wear? Like, I don't have a stylist or nothing. I'm just always like, oh shit, now I've got to try and find something to wear that looks cool in a video. Yeah. So that
is it just kind of, is it just what you enjoy?
Yeah, like I like shiny things, man. Like I'm not even into kink or anything. I just really love shiny stuff. So for me, latex, oh cool, it's the ultimate. It's skin tight, it's shiny, but you can't really see anything. You know? So for me, like latex is just like lots of fun. But yeah, I also really like the kink world too. I just think like it's just very empowering, isn't it, for women to see women just totally owning their sexuality. But for me, it's all about shiny stuff. I just love it. I just think it's like the ultimate sexy thing. So yeah, that's why the latex happened. Yeah.
And so you've got an EP on the way as well. Very excited about that. So...
I do. I'm mega excited about this. Like it's totally different to. I mean, I'm a genre fluid artist, so like I'll make whatever I fancy making. But this is a lot more like harking back to like East London, you know, living in Isleworth, Hounslow, and just kind of the slang that we used. Some of the tracks, the track that I've made called Snide, that I'm really, snide is like, you know, when someone's being snidey to you. Yeah. So I just wanted to bring some of that, like those lyrics in, like, don't run your mouth, I beg you please, like kind of like fight talk that we used to like say to each other. And it's a laugh, and it's like really energetic. It's very kind of like Sophie, Charlie XCX vibes, very bouncy. And it. Sorry, say it again.
Like hyperpop, kinda.
Yeah, it's really choppy and changey. Like there's like tons of hooks through it. It's really energetic and like just attitudey. And I just wanted to make something for people to have like a bit of a laugh with, you know. And for me, it was really fun making that track. So we're making the video for that in March. And it's going to be like, you know, very different fashion sort of sense in that video. Very street based, like motorbikey kind of biker girl. You know, futuristic, and just tons of attitude, like chewing gum being pulled from the mouth is going to be one of the scenes, you know, like really in your face. So I'm so excited. I'm hyped about this. It's a 5-track EP, and all of the tracks are really bossy. So it's another one for the girls in the quiz.
Yeah,
I've got you. I'm ready.
Where's like the strangest place you've heard your own music?
Strangest place I've heard my music. Oh man. Probably coming out of my own radio from BBC Radio 1. That was fucking weird. Yeah. Like I will have to say, not just to, like, I'm not trying to gas myself up here, but like that was one of the weirdest experiences, hearing yourself on the radio and being like, that's so weird. Like I cried. I was like, do you know what I mean? It was a weird experience. Like I wasn't expecting to hear that. And then obviously I knew it was coming out, but then when I heard it, I was like, oh, that's so nice. So that is weird. Yeah, that's probably the weirdest. Mm-hmm.
And how does it affect you? Like when you get like the big like radio plays and stuff like that, how does it change like sort of the support you get?
so the way it affects me directly as a human, obviously I've come from where I've come from, and I've had to really graft to get to this point. You know, I don't have family or money, and I've always been, you know, I've always had to struggle a little bit. So to see yourself be recognised by other people for something that you so dearly love and always felt like, I mean, I felt music was the only thing that really bonded me to this world. And without it, you know, I honestly don't think I would have been able to stay here. I really don't. I don't think that would have been possible. In the darkest of moments, it was a constant for me, and an outlet and a safety net. And to have that recognised by someone else who you respect, to turn around and say like, I validate this, I rate this is good quality music. You're like, that's fucking nice, thank you. So there's that feeling of gratitude and recognition. I felt really proud. I felt like me and my family, we could be proud of something, because there's a lot of pain in our family. So it was like, it was a moment to be proud for all of us. Yeah.
Do you still have with your parents, and do they like know all about your music and stuff?
No, I don't. I mean, we have such a complicated relationship. I mean, there's just been so much pain throughout the years from day one, and so much drugs, so much alcohol, so much fighting, so much aggression, and, you know, just mistreatment of all of us. And it's just made it really hard to even have a relationship, because you just know that you're going to be opening yourself up to drama again. And, you know, like, it's different. Like, if you've got family and someone's annoying, you can have an annoying mum, but a toxic mum who's like fucking, you know, gonna fly off the handle and send you hateful messages, that's just, you can't be in that place and still be positive. So I had to just really cut myself off and just move out when I was 11. And then we've spoken on and off throughout the years, but I don't feel like it added anything to my life. They do know, like, my mum knows what I'm doing, and I've heard from my aunties that she's very proud of me, but I know she's very proud of me anyway. So that's, you know, it's nice to feel that coming from her, but for me, I have to protect my own energy and my own future. Yeah. That's a big decision to make, but it's one I made a long time ago. Mm-hmm.
And what's something you'd like to achieve with your music? Like, how far do you want to go?
Oh man, why not go as far as you can, for fuck's sake? Do you know what I mean? Like, if you, to the point where you don't have to compromise on your integrity.
Yeah.
You know, like, for me, there's, you know, I don't mind writing music for other people, and I'm doing some stuff for Sync at the moment, and that's nice. But as far as I don't have to compromise on actually making good music that I respect, if I'm not liking the music anymore and I can't look at myself in the mirror and be like, I'm proud of you, then I don't see the point. Do you know what I mean? I'm not looking to just make shitloads of money. I need to love it too. I want to love it as well. And for me, it's about like other people connecting with the emotional state that I'm putting out, and knowing that I'm not alone in that. That's the whole reason I'm doing this, is because, like, I want to know that we all can feel this way. And the connectivity that I get from putting stuff out and other people connecting with it is like, it's unmatched. It's unmatched. That's like, it's the biggest comfort blanket. Do you know what I mean? So, like, if that's gone, what's the fucking point? I might as well just go and work a corporate job and pump out some stuff. It's too important to mess with the integrity of it. Yeah. So that far. Yeah.
So you're an independent artist, so do you get, like, if you got full creative control of everything you do at the moment?
Absolutely, 100%. Yeah, I do. Everything is my mind, it's all my own thoughts. Even my producer is just like, although we co-write together, like, I take care of the lyrics and the melodies, and, you know, I help with the production, and John is like hands off. He's totally up for me creating a vision, and because we naturally sync up on it, there's no push and pull. And he's not difficult with anything, so, you know, at the moment I have full control of everything. So it's all me. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just doing stuff. You know what I mean? You know, although I have like quite a big business background and corporate sort of like experience, this is a totally different business, and it's a totally different ball game, and it feels like there's no rules. And even if they are, sometimes they can get it wrong. Like, even people who are so experienced get it wrong, you know? So right now I just feel like I'm just doing whatever feels right.
Yeah.
And for the best. Yeah. James Indigo as well, and I'll drop you both of those.
Yeah.
Bangers.
What are the best and worst parts about being a musician?
The best parts are getting to make music and create something that comes from your soul that didn't exist before, and the pride that goes with that and the excitement. The worst bits as a female is getting hit on by blokes constantly and not being taken very seriously and just being treated like, you know, a piece of meat. So that sucks. There's that.
How do you
best and worst part.
Combat that as like women in the industry?
About that.
Yeah.
But constant fucking exposure and speaking up, just constantly like, no, I do not accept that, and being open and getting the conversation going constantly, because it raises awareness, it raises other men's awareness, it lets those creepy perverts know that you are not afraid and we're all going to be speaking up, so don't even try it because you're going to get put on blast. And just constantly, like, you know, if you're a mother, teach your kids better. If you've got a boy at home, teach him the right way. Don't leave it for fate, like, because he's not going to learn out here. You've got to teach that at home, you know, from your female perspective. So there's a lot of things we can do, and I think we've just begun that journey, and that's why a lot of men are not getting laid.
Good advice, I like it. What has been your most embarrassing moment?
My most embarrassing moment, probably when I was 10, I went to a school disco and I had this little wraparound skirt. I actually can't forget this because it was so bad. I had this little wraparound skirt on. It was a silky red thing, and I thought I looked fantastic. And I walked past my crush, and I was like doing like a strut, like I'm strutting past him, like, you know, some sort of fucking runway. And I slid on a fucking wet patch on the floor, straight onto my arm. The skirt undid itself, and when I stood up, it wasn't on me anymore. I have never been so mortified in my whole life. He was probably well happy about the whole situation. Now looking back on it, I'm like, I should have got up and been like, you're welcome, bitch. And then, sachet. But at that moment, I literally wanted to die. Yeah. It's great.
That sounds like one of those things that whenever there's like a moment of silence would just like flash into my head, like no matter how many years it's been. Is it one of them?
Literally traumatized, yeah, to this day.
Who would be your dream collaboration?
And I said I couldn't do Michael Jackson because he's dead, which is a shame. I don't really have, do you know what? I haven't really thought of anyone that I'm like, I mean, there's a couple of people I like that I respect, maybe like Billie Eilish or something would be cool, do you know what I mean? And like, there's no one I'm like gagging to. I mean, if I was a bit geeky about it, definitely like Tool or Deftones or Incubus, but I don't think they'd have me. They'd be like, no. I'm like, ew, why? So like probably that. I mean, I really like James Indigo. Like I said, he's not a huge artist, but I reckon he will be, and I also really just like what he does. So someone like that would just be fun. Yeah.
What has been the best piece of advice that you've been given so far?
Best piece of advice I've been given. Better the devil you know than the devil you don't. That's been some good advice. And just in general, being told that like nothing is guaranteed at all, not even tomorrow. Just remember that every bit of time you have is very precious and completely not guaranteed. So those things I kind of keep in my mind quite often. Yeah.
And would you like to request a song for me to play on the show?
Of anybody's?
Anybody.
Absolutely. Could you please play James Indigo, Contour?
Yes.
Do it. Do it. It's an absolute banger. What a banger. I think it might be one of the ones he wrote with Tyler Ryder, which is a guy that I first, before I started Sapphire properly, I wrote with him, and he's just very talented. They both are. So that track, that would be great.
Okay, we'll get that on for you. And finally, what do you order from Greg's?
Obviously the sausage roll. It's disgusting, but always. Yeah, it's like you eat it and you're like, it's not even cooked. I'm still going to eat it. And it tastes so amazing. Like, what have they put in there? I don't know. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah. I don't know what's in there. I don't know why it's so pink either, but I used to live off of those when I worked in I worked with Benefit Cosmetics, and that's what I used to eat every lunch break. God knows how I was so skinny. Because they are disgusting. They are disgusting with a Coke as well. Good Lord. So yeah, that would be.
Yeah. You know what I've been on recently? The bacon and cheese wrap from there. It was like,
Oh man.
this is when everything started going wrong for me. It was an intrusive thought that I needed one of these bacon and cheese wraps. I went to like 6 different Greggs in Birmingham to try and find one, and then I found one, and then I was like, right, this is good. That was what I needed. And then
Yeah.
I got to like lunchtime, and I was like, I need another one. And then I had another one,
Oh,
and then that one was cold, and I was like, I now need another good one to make up for the bad one. So then in the evening, I went to another Greggs, got another one,
oh
and
my,
then there was like a fight in the Greggs. It was all kicking off, and I was like, this is like, it's not meant to be. I should have just been satisfied with my bacon and cheese wrap.
yeah, and since it's all gone downhill, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You need to go put that water outside and then drink. Just drink. It's your alignment. Your alignment's been stolen by Greg's. You need to make a complaint and ask for your money back.
Yeah.
Want my money? I'm not having this. So funny. Oh, look, I hope the rest of this week really does go well this weekend. Like, you're an amazing person. You've got amazing energy. This is bullshit. Just don't look for it anymore. You're not having it. You're not having it. You exist from a place where only good shit happens to you. And if anything else happens, just be bare delusional about it.
It's not happening. That's not me.
Just like to the point of delusion where you're like, I'm so glad that ring flushed down there because it was obviously going to get trapped and cut my finger off at some point. So, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That. I'm so grateful for looking out for me. Yeah, that's it.
Well, Sapphire, thank you so much.
Yeah,
chat to you.
Been fun. Thanks. I loved your questions as well. They were insightful but fun. So thank you.